Award-winning Mi'kmaq artist Ursula Johnson is having her first show at home in Nova Scotia in 7 years at the Blue Building Gallery on Maynard Street. Part of her series of installations titled The Indian Truck House of High Art, ITHA The Livingroom invites us into a familiar space to consider the meaning of the phrase, "We are all treaty people." It asks us to keep the importance of treaty relations between Indigenous and non-Indigenous communities at the forefront of our minds.
And so what a better place to have that conversation, to bring it into an intimate setting, such as a living room, than here on Mi'kmaq, because we are having these conversations in our living rooms. And, you know, in this day and age with the global pandemic, we've all been stuck in our living rooms. You know, we're like, get me out of the living room.
In the exhibit, a cozy den is filled with items which repurpose cheaply made trinkets and artwork that appropriate and commodify Indigenous imagery. A TV set plays Johnson's satiric videos from the ITHA Home Shopping Network. It's like a high-tech version of the Truck House Indigenous Market enshrined in Mi'kmaq treaty rights. In this case, selling items like the Dreamcatchers and Power Animal shirts you'd find in a gift shop or truck stop.
Before I created this initial work in 2011, you know, it was like frustration and anger, and it's like, oh, here we go again, just another trinket item that's gonna, you know, perpetuate stereotypes on what Indigenous visual culture and iconography is about, which was what eventually led to creating that first work. But then now, you know, over 10 years of creating this work, I feel like I've, you know, kind of developed these eagle eyes where I do walk into like a truck stop or something and I just like spot it right away. And then I think, oh, I wonder what that could be used for. And I wonder how that would fit into this series of work.
The living room uses ironic humor to remind us that Mi'kmaq treaty rights cannot be ignored, and that the organic, evolving nature of Indigenous culture is a vast, rewarding world to explore. But atop the TV sits a commemorative plate of Pope John Paul II, a sobering reminder of the complicated and tragic relationship between First Nations and the Catholic Church. Johnson says her goal is to set everything out in the open in the conversations her work initiates, including the latest revelations of the horrors of the residential school system.
If we treat something as, you know, for lack of a better term, as like, you know, kind of off-limits sensitive subject matter, then we're not going to get around anything. But if we sit down and we say, you know, this is very difficult to talk about, and it makes me feel very uncomfortable, chances are everybody in that room is having a difficult time because it makes them feel uncomfortable as well.
ITHA, The Living Room, can be viewed at the Blue Building Gallery at 2482 Maynard Street, Thursdays through Saturdays. In Halifax, I'm Stephen Cook with the SaltWire Network.